For at least a year now, there has been this will they, won't they relationship between Donald Trump and Great Britain on whether or not he's ever going to make his official visit there. It had been planned a couple times, it had been canceled a couple times and postponed a few times, but now the official visit is set for July 13th. And when Donald Trump touches down in the United Kingdom, he is going to be greeted by a 20-foot tall blimp that is actually an image of a baby Donald Trump complete with a diaper. That is the form of protest that British protesters have decided is the best way to show Donald Trump that he is not welcome in their country and that they do not respect him. This, to me, is one of the greatest forms of protest imaginable. Because the people over there seem to understand Donald Trump in a way that a lot of folks in the United States don't quite get. And here's an exact quote, all right? This is from Leo Murray. He is the guy who organized all this, got the blimp together, raised the money to do it. And this is what he says, and this is so spot on. Moral outrage has no effect on Trump because he has no shame. He's immune to it, but he has a tremendously fragile ego, so ridicule is an effective form of protest. So we want to make sure he knows that all of Britain is looking down on him and laughing at him. That's what you have to do. That's how you resist. That's how you fight back against this man. You can't try to show him the truth. You can't try to show him that his policies are destroying the United States, that they're wrecking the economy, that they're destroying families, that they're destroying the environment, because he doesn't care. And to be honest, he probably doesn't quite understand it. But what he does understand is when people are making fun of him. And that is exactly what the Brits are going to do here. They're going to make sure that he gets off that plane and wherever he goes, that there is a giant 20-foot baby Trump following him around the city. And they've made sure that if they can't get the permit to fly the blimp, that they have already got a barge ready and they're just going to have it on the barge. So there is no way that the president is not going to see this thing. They're going to make sure that he knows what the rest of the world thinks of him. And it's going to be interesting for Donald because one of the reasons he'd been putting off this trip was because he didn't want to be met by protesters. So they've upped it. They may not be in the streets. I'm sure there'll probably be a lot of them though, but they don't have to be at this point because the biggest form of protest imaginable is going to be hovering over Donald Trump's head through his entire visit.